Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into something called corporate social responsibility, or CSR for short. Now, you've probably seen that term everywhere, on coffee cups, websites, big company reports, but what does it actually mean for a business to be responsible? Well, let's get into it.
But first, let me start by asking you something. Have you ever picked one brand over another because of what it stands for? Maybe one company uses recycled materials, or another is famous for how well it treats its employees. That one little choice you made, that's exactly what we're talking about today.
So this idea that a company has a job to do that goes beyond just making money for its shareholders, well, that's really the heart of CSR. Let's break down what that actually means.
Okay, so for getting official, CSR is a business approach where a company really owns up to its impact. It's about consciously looking at the bigger picture, how its day-to-day operations are affecting society, the environment, and the whole economy. And this is a huge shift in thinking. It's not about just cutting a check for charity once a year. No, this is about weaving ethics and social awareness right into the DNA of how a business actually works. So how does that happen in the real world? Well, we can break CSR down into four main parts. I like to think of them as the building blocks, or pillars, that hold up a truly responsible business. And these four pillars are environmental, social, ethical, and economic. Together, they pretty much cover the entire range of a company's impact. So let's take a closer look at each one.
First up, environmental responsibility. This is probably the one that pops into your head first when you hear CSR, right? It's all about minimizing a company's footprint on the planet. We're talking reducing pollution, saving energy, recycling, using eco-friendly materials, all that good stuff.
The second pillar is social responsibility, and this one is all about people. How does a company treat its employees, its customers, and the communities where it operates? Are the working conditions fair and safe? Is the company being a good neighbor? Is it building a diverse and inclusive workplace? All of that falls under this pillar. Next, we have ethical responsibility. Now, this is the real foundation for everything else. It might sound a lot like social responsibility, but here's the key difference. This is about how the business operates on the inside. It's about doing business with integrity, being honest, transparent, and fair with everyone from suppliers to customers. And the final pillar, economic responsibility, sometimes throws people for a loop. Because CSR isn't about ignoring profits, not at all. The really important part here is how a company makes its money. The goal is for financial success to actually support the other three pillars, instead of coming at their expense. Okay, so that's the what. We know what CSR is. But why are so many companies getting on board? Well, it turns out being a responsible company isn't just a nice thing to do, it's actually really good for business. And the benefits are huge. A solid CSR strategy can seriously boost a company's reputation. It builds a deep level of trust with customers and investors. And it acts like a magnet for talented people who want to work for a company that shares their values. At the end of the day, it's not just about feeling good. It's about building a stronger, more sustainable business that's built to last. All right, theory's one thing, but what does this actually look like in the wild? Let's check out a really clear example of CSR in action.
So, a simple sentence like this actually says a ton. Reducing carbon emissions? Boom, there's your environmental pillar. And supporting local education programs, that hits the social pillar hard. It's a clear, public promise that shows this company is thinking about more than just its bottom line.
And really, this brings us to the biggest takeaway of all. Corporate social responsibility is all about changing the definition of success. It's about moving away from a world where only profits matter and toward one where businesses create real value for the planet and for people too. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. The next time you buy something, or maybe even look at a job posting, ask yourself, what does a responsible company look like to you? Which of these pillars is most important? Thanks for tuning in for this explainer.